want to say. Okay. Why do you like the blues so much, Mr. Dunbar?
Hi, this is Markley.
Hey, this is Miles.
Miles is the engineer on this show almost all the time.
Yeah, this is engineer Miles most of the time. Sometimes just regular Miles.
And we're in Miles's pad, aka Studio B.
Yeah, here in downtown Olympia.
And we're here to wrap up on a very special episode that was actually one I started working on day one. I began this podcast. So it's been a long time coming.
Yeah, it's been quite a long break between these recordings.
I first started this episode in, I guess, September of 2018.
Yeah, we were recording the episode. I remember being so nervous.
I got a lot of goods on this artist whom there was not much info on. This is Scott Dunbar, and I will let you... I'm going to read you a little bit from this book about blues music that was released, I believe, in 1960, somewhere around then.
Mm-hmm.
And it's called Been Here and Gone by Frederick Ramsey Jr. Scott Dunbar is a fisherman and guide. He is also a natural musician who's played all his life and listened all his life. Scott can be persuaded to touch up his guitar and play a few tunes while clients wait for his word that fish are biting. He dissembles his knowledge of anything but popular music, perhaps because many older songs are too rough for visitors. He never sings about Sweet Mama Rollin' Stone unless asked by someone who knows him and his songs. And this is Scott Dunbar singing the song that he didn't sing to many of his fishing clients.
Say, roll me with your belly. Say, feed me with your tongue. You roll me with your belly, baby. Feed me with your tongue. Say, tell me, mama, why you steal last night? Oh, tell me, mama, Lord, why you steal last night? I didn't come home this morning. Sun was shining bright. I didn't come home this morning. Sun was shining bright. Sweet mama rolling stone. Sweet mama rolling.
Ready. When I began working on this episode, I saw that a guy named Joe Ropolo had posted a song of Scott's on social media. He wrote about living in Woodville, Mississippi with his wife Nancy, who grew up watching Scott Dunbar performances as a child. Joe and Nancy Ropolo are blues musicians and big fans of his music. Figuring he knew more than me about Scott Dunbar, I asked him if he would fill me in. Sorry about the audio fidelity in this conversation. I was still working out the bugs. But Joe gave me some serious leads, and it's vital to this story. Enjoy.
All right, can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right, we got it. Great.
Good deal.
Well, thanks for helping me get closer to the source here. I've been...
Good deal.
Yeah, like I said, I've been listening since that reissue came out in 2000.
Yeah.
It's been a constant
I'm glad
favorite.
to know somebody else likes them, because a lot of people don't know who I'm talking about when I talk about Scott. And, he's really unique, to me. Kind of raw and not influenced by record companies yet and stuff like modern music,
Yeah, it just seems really just as sincere as it gets.
Yeah, definitely.
That's what I liked about it. It was a weird circumstance. I mean, not that weird, I guess, but I was just happened to be digging through the discount CDs at a little record store on Venice Beach back in 2000, and it just stuck out to me. It was 50 cents. And I turned around, and it had like just come out. It was still in the shrink wrap. I'm like, well, no one else wanted to open this? I'm pretty curious. The liner notes on the back there. I'm like, this sounds incredible. We put it in the car, me and a couple friends, and by the end of the drive back home, we lived in the Mojave Desert at the time, so it was like a couple hours, and we were singing along to everything, just had it on repeat by the time we got home. And it was just an instant classic as far as I was concerned.
Oh, yeah. It's kind of like, what we're too young to have heard, the way it really was. That's why I like it, because it changed so much, once it got out of the Delta. And there's still some old guys left that play like that in the Delta, but not many. And a lot of people don't understand it. The young people definitely don't, But
and
he was something.
Even at the time it came out, he was a dying breed for sure. Like a hanger on of the rural musician.
I'm so glad it got recorded, And as I think it's Little Liza Jane. You can actually hear that screen door closing in the background.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever noticed that. You hear a little squeaking. I think
I'll probably drop that in right here on the show.
Calling you little Liza, Liza Jane. Calling you little Liza, Liza.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, the way they recorded and how good it came out. Now, I found some other recordings.
No way.
Too, of him doing a few other songs, like Jay Bird. Have you ever heard him do Jay Bird? Well, he's mostly talking.
J-Bird there. J-Bird there. J-Bird there. Wish I was a J-Bird there. I'm going to get another tune now for that. Yeah, on that beat sound. That's a J-Bird. I made that one hay beat. That's it, whatever. I'll be minding the place sometime big house. Well, see,
They made that like a documentary.
Yeah.
The local news station did, and they went down and filmed him before he died, kind of, and that's kind of available. And I know he's in the Who's Who of Blues, that big catalog, big books of all blues musicians ever recorded. So he's in there too, which is a little section on him in there. So he was known by a few other people, but kind of got forgotten now. There's a it was a recording of other musicians from the Delta area, and Scott was on there. I was like really surprised to see it.
Oh, wow.
Get back in here. But it's kind of funny, you know. When he would play here, if he didn't have a piece of plywood to put on his feet to stomp on, when he played, he needed a piece of wood to stomp his foot on to keep his beat. And if he would start without it, he would stop. And I can't do it. And somebody would come out with a piece of plywood or something, and he would get right on it, you know.
Yeah.
And that was the story I heard most about him, you know. And like, I think it's in Rolling Stone when he stopped. So I can't play that. That's too dirty. That was like one of his main things. He would get going on a song, and he'd see kids or women around, and he'd stop. Oh, that's too dirty. I can't do that right there. So, well, father-in-law was old enough to see him a lot, and my wife was, you know, she was a kid, so she didn't pay attention as much until she got older, because we both blues musicians ourselves.
So where are you and your wife living?
We're right on the border of Louisiana and Mississippi. We're about 20 minutes from where Scott lived. And
all right.
In Woodville, Mississippi, like Louisiana shaped like an L. We're in the corner of the L, pretty much, West Feliciana Parish.
Right up there, okay.
So we're right up here. It's more Mississippi than there's Louisiana around here.
What remembers the most about Scott?
What's that?
Him almost stomping a hole in that piece of plywood.
Yeah, that's what I was telling him earlier. He would play that plywood, and was almost a hole in it. You know, he would stomp so hard that he would wear it down. And he started carrying his own after a while, because not everybody had a piece of plywood for him to sit on. So he started carrying his own around with him.
Say all I got, baby. All I got is gone. All I got, baby.
And everybody around, I mean, as soon as you mention it, oh, I love Scott Dunbar. And you tell them that they can listen to it now, and because I post it, you know, once a month or so, I'd post a song on Facebook and try and get it out there, and everybody would chime in, you know. And his daughter's still alive, and she's older now, and she was ill a while back, but I think she's doing better now. And she works in Woodville, Mississippi, which is the town right north of us here. And she's amazed whenever somebody mentions her dad. And I can't believe you like that old music. You know, that's what she always says. She worked at this grocery store, like I said, and a friend that owns it introduced me to her. She said, "This is Joe. He's always talking about your dad." I can't believe y'all listen to that old stuff. She said, you know,
yeah, I
guess she grew up with it, you know.
Yeah, I would love to talk to her and get some, you know, firsthand stories about just growing up.
Cool. Maybe I can. I'm gonna ask my friend that works with her and see if she's willing to do it or whatever, you know, because she's a little older now too. You know, she's, like I said, she was sick a while. I don't know if she's better now or what, but I'll find out. And, see if I can hook you up.
Man, well. Yeah, this is, I'm really excited about this. And, you know, I don't necessarily have a deadline on this story. I just want to get, you know, enough meat to it where I can put together something cohesive that, you know, that does tell a story. So,
all right, well, let me see what I can do. And then I still hadn't heard back from my friend at the archives that had access to, see if she has access to those films, too, and see if maybe you can get in touch with her, too. And
that would be great.
And because that's the only film footage I know of them, and there's pieces of it on YouTube. I'll see if I can find it, and I'll send a link to it, and see if you might can get some information from that even, because they went a little bit into his history even then.
All right. Well, it's a pleasure talking to you, and I reckon I'll talk to you.
Same here, man. And we'll be in touch. I'm going to find out what I can for you on this end and see if we can get some more info for them.
Great. All right. Well, it's been a pleasure, and we'll talk soon.
All right. All right. Thanks, man.
All right. Thank you.
See you later. All right. Bye.
That was Joe Ropolo, and here's a sample of the audio from that news documentary he was talking about. which he got from his archivist friend. There's a link to it on the webpage for this episode, and I highly recommend it.
Yeah, down
you
by
from around this area, Mr. Dunbar?
Yeah.
You from around here?
No, I born and raised down on Lake Mabry. You know why Lake Mabry River?
No.
Yeah, that's why I was born and raised. Now, I got a house on Lake Mabry. That's why I was born. I just come high water put me out here, Cap. Where'd you got on to them, and I made them old ladies wet.
You like
plenty moonshine then. But plenty moonshine, you can smell that moonshine anywhere. And if you take a glass of that, oh, they didn't know the boy wasn't coming to the ear. I tell you,
they knew the war wasn't coming?
You know, but the revenue come over here and made them sunk them nice bad. That revenue, yeah, so he caught them, and you can't get no more of that now. So that old fleet out there. Yeah, so, hey, there, man. Are you feeling rain down there?
We're driving back again,
Yeah. Take a picture now. That's right.
So you learned most of your songs from the old folks?
No, I come behind them. They didn't let me do that. I took them up. I hear them say stuff. I like it. I go right on play.
Mm-hmm. You like to play the blues?
Yeah, the blues. Anything I like, Cap, I go right on play. Yeah, sir.
You know, it said that to play the blues, you have to live the blues. Have you lived the blues?
Yeah, sir. I live the blues.
Have you lived the blues?
I live the blues. I live the blues, Cap.
It took some sleuthing and snooping around, but thankfully I eventually tracked down Michael Wolf, who facilitated the recording of the only full-length album Scott ever made. Our conversation shed some light on the situation. The recording is a little rough, but nonetheless, here it is.
Named Bob Herron told me about Scott Dunbar. Told me that he had been to parties where they were called Scott Dunbar parties, where Scott Dunbar would provide the entertainment. And he told me how to, that if I'd call some Lake Mary, Mississippi, they'd tell me how to get in touch with him. And the reason I was interested in blues, and also I knew that Fred and Parker wanted to record somebody, a blues player or somebody for their record company. So I asked them if they'd be interested, and they were. And so I contacted Scott Dunbar and put him in touch with them. And I was not going to have anything to do with it after that, but they wanted me to go along on the recording trip because they were city boys from New Orleans, and they didn't know any black people. And they didn't know Mississippi black people, and they thought, being from Mississippi and having shipped out in the merchant marine with black people, that I would be able to communicate with Scott Dunbar better. So I did, and I went along, and I can tell you about the recording session if you'd like. I had not seen him play, and I had not heard of him before my friend Bob Herron told me about it.
So you just went down there on a recommendation? And
Yeah.
Okay.
And it sounded like it would be fun, and he came recommended, so I'll tell you about the trip if you want to hear about the trip.
I'd love to. Yeah, I'd love to
All
hear
right.
that.
Well, Lake Mary is an old oxbow lake of the Mississippi River, and it's south of, I believe it's south of Natchez, and I haven't been there for a long time, but it's a small town, not even really a town, sort of just a neighborhood, and so I got directions of how to get there, and we drove there, and it's I don't know, about 75, 80 miles north of New Orleans, and it was a kind of a cloudy, cold day. Might have been December. I can't remember exactly what month it was, but it was in 1970, and it was kind of might have been January 1970, or it might have been a little later in the year that, or it might have been December. I can't remember, but anyway, it was cloudy and cold, and we got there, and we didn't go to his house. We went to a sort of an area of cabins that were for rent for fishing trips that he knew about and had some association with, and because what he was besides a musician, he was a fisherman's guide on Lake Mary, and he would take people on fishing trips. They would come up and put their boat in, and he would go in their boat with them and guide them to where the fish were. We were originally going to record inside one of the rooms because it was kind of cold, but we tried it in there, and the sound was kind of bad because it was all wooden walls, and it was kind of hard surface, and they decided that the sound was bad on the inside. So we sat out on a porch looking out over the lake, and the other detail that I remember was that Scott Dunbar was, he seemed real old to us because we were all in our early 20s then.
Okay.
And I don't know how old he was, because I did see him again many years later, and then he was old, and he had an F-hole guitar.
Mm-hmm.
Seemed to me to be a little out of tune, and really beat up, and the strings were old, and the action was kind of terrible. And the reason I had brought my guitar, and he played my guitar on this recording, and I remember that guitar was an airline guitar. It was sort of dark brown, had F holes, sort of a jazz guitar, but it sounded pretty good, It was not the greatest guitar. I think the recording session lasted about 3 hours. And so we sat out on the front porch, and I would talk to him, and Parker and Fred would talk to him, and he would tell stories, and he would sing songs, and we, made this recording. And he recorded a lot of songs. I mean, they didn't use all of them, but they recorded a lot of them. Several years after the recording, and I can't remember exactly when this was or even why I was in that part of Mississippi, but I must have been coming back from somewhere. I don't remember the specifics, but I was by myself and I had my guitar with me, and I think maybe I was just looking for Scott Dunbar, but that's what I went, and I don't remember exactly the details, but I found Scott Dunbar sort of holding court on the front porch of a country store near Lake Mary, outside Lake Mary, and there was an audience, and he was playing the guitar, and he remembered me, and I brought my guitar out, and we sat and played, and we would drinking beer and having a good time, and did that for several hours. And one thing I remember was that first a white guy invited me over to his truck, and we sat in his truck, and he showed me his gun. Before he had a truck with a seat all the way across the front seat, so not bucket seats, old country. He had a towel on the seat in between the two, where the passenger would sit and where he would sit. And first he lifted up one corner of the towel, and he showed me a bottle of moonshine, sort of a pint bottle of white liquor. Mm-hmm. And so he offered me a snort, and I took a snort, and he took a snort. And then he lifted up the other corner of the towel, and there was his gun under there. So he just wanted to make sure that I saw his gun for some reason. I don't know why. So then later, a black guy took me over to his truck and showed me his gun. And I don't know how many other people at this party were packing heat, but it was interesting. So that's all there was to that story. Okay. And then many, many years later, I went to a little street festival in St. Francisville, Louisiana, which is down the river from Natchez and Lake Mary. And there was Scott Dunbar sitting on the street playing his guitar. And it was his same old guitar that I had rejected for the recording session. And he remembered me. This must have been in the early 80s, middle 80s. So he was already pretty old by then, but he was still playing. And sounded just like he did.
In a holler alone, call my baby that to me, mama. She coming in a Don't you tell her, baby, did you tell me, baby, what you gonna do? You ain't changed. Did you tell me, baby, how you stay that night? I didn't come home this morning, sun was shining bright. my tree. Yeah, shake my tree. Yeah, shake my peaches. Don't shake my tree.
That was Michael Wolf and I, Michael, who sort of facilitated the recording of Scott Dunbar's only full-length album. And we have a special guest on the show today as well.
That's right. This is a long time in the making.
Yeah. This is not going to be the first time I talk to her, but this is Jessie Mae Dunbar, who there's actually pictures of her in this book.
That's right.
Been Here and Gone. I found a used copy of it. It looks like it's a college textbook or something. It's very academic. And there's 8 pages in a 10-page chapter here about Scott Dunbar. And it's probably about 5 pages of writings and a lot of really great kind of candid photos of Scott playing and the area of Mississippi where he lives, and pictures of him and his family.
Really great story in there about their house.
Yeah, I'm going to see if we can get Jessie to tell us that story.
Yep, I would love to hear her tell that
If
story.
not, then we can always quote the book later.
That's right.
Fix it in post, as they say.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, there's pictures of her in here. And she is still living down in Mississippi, not too far from where they grew up. Lake Mary, which his first album, his only album, it's called Scott Dunbar from Lake Mary.
That's right.
And
is she living in Woodsville?
I don't think she's living in Woodville. Let's talk to her.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Hello?
Hi, Miss Jessie?
Hello. Yes, sir. This is her.
Yes, ma'am. This is Mark.
Yes, sir.
And
how you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm fine.
Hey, Jessie, this is Miles, the engineer of this show. It's good to talk to you.
Okay, I'm here.
Oh, great. So, Scott Dunbar was your father. It sounds like...
Yes, sir.
Are y'all watching TV?
Me? Ain't nobody here but me.
Oh, okay.
It ain't bothering me. It's a car show. It's a game show I be watching.
Oh, okay.
Oh, what game show are you watching?
Me. Game show.
What game show are you watching?
Pawn Shop?
Pawn Shop.
Oh, cool.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
what you trying to find out?
Well, we've been talking about Scott Dunbar's music and his legacy down there in Woodville, Mississippi.
On Lake Mary.
On Lake Mary.
That's where we were born and raised, and he was born and raised, but he died in Woodville. He had bought a house in Woodville, and he died here. He was 98 years old.
98.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
How did you like Lake Mary growing up?
Oh, I love it. We walked to school every day, and then when I got out of school, we had a farm. My dad taught me how to drive a tractor. He told me one day, now, there's 2 ways you can go to the lake on the tractor, go in the lake, or either go to the woods. Say, what one would you do? I said, I go to the woods. I ain't going in the water.
That's a good driving lesson.
And we would fish, and Dad'd be working, and we'd be in the farm picking cotton and corn and stuff. Then he taught us how to swim. Tied us to a boat. Me and my sister tied us to a boat and let us swim.
Wow. How old were you when you learned to swim?
Oh, I was a little girl and he put us in the water when we was 28 and 10. But he would tie us around us waist with a rope and had us to the boat. He was sitting in the boat.
See, I had some cousins, and my uncle would just throw them in the water and watch what they do and, help them out if they needed it. But
yeah, that's what he did. But we learned how to swim good. We did everything. Clean fish and fish. We run his nets, and where he's working. Go out there and get the fish out the nets and everything where he's working. Go out there in the boat.
And I heard that, well, I didn't hear, I read in this old book, the Been Here and Gone, that the house that you guys lived in when it got too rainy, the house would just pick up on the water. And then what would y'all do?
No, when the high water come, up, the house would be there and we'd have to move. The way the house was made, we had it down to the ground. You know, we was up off the ground, but he had it down some kind of way. But when the water started getting in the bottom of the house, we'd move out on Percy Creek in tents. And he could ride, the water gets so high up on top of the house, he would ride in the boat on top of the house.
Yeah, so, and in the book it says here that you would put all your farm animals into a boat with you and go across until the water came down?
He did, yeah.
Yeah.
Ride them right on with us.
I feel like there's not a lot of people getting that kind of experience these days around here.
They not.
Yeah.
The water rising now. I said I was going to go down there and go fishing, but the water done got so high down there.
Now, did you ever get to go along to the parties that your dad played at?
When he was playing, yes, sir. All in St. Francisville and everywhere Daddy was playing. Yes, sir. Daddy take us together because that's who raised us. His dad, us mama didn't.
Oh, is that right?
Right, us mama left me. I was 4 and my sister was 6. My brother was 2, and she took us to my grandmother's house, her mama's house. And our grandmother wouldn't take me, my sister. She took my brother. And Mr. Bob Robertson, he's a white man, had to tie railroad track here in Woodville. He knew my daddy. What's mama had brought us back and put us on the corner where the city drugstore is now, and left us, and he picked us up. This white gentleman did, Mr. Bob Robertson.
Bob Robertson.
And kept us at his house today. When Daddy came home, he took us back on the lake where Daddy was. Yes, us Daddy stuck with us.
Now, did he have a lot of competition in Lake
people
Marion?
against him?
Oh, you know, other musicians.
Playing music?
Yeah.
One person was playing, but he didn't play that much. Daddy made his guitar out of cigar box. That's the first guitar he had. He made out of cigar box.
Did he keep that?
And he played. Sir, did I keep it?
Yeah, or did he keep it around?
His cigar box, he kept it, but I don't know where it is, but I know where one of his guitars and hat and things at. I gave it to the museum here in Woodville.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Yes, sir.
So can you see it there at the museum there if you
Yeah,
go
if anybody go there, can see it.
Wow, incredible.
They don't mind you looking at it. You can go in the museum up here and look at it.
I'd love to.
Yeah, me too.
I
was looking at Daddy's CD today.
Yeah?
Yeah.
They still got it in there?
I got a CD at my house.
Do you have any of the other records he played on? Like there's the Folkways.
My sister would stay in Macomb, but she ain't in Macomb. She in Texas working out there. She got a CD of him. I mean, the big record, and I got the CD.
Man,
that's my half sister. That's not his daughter. That was our mama daughter. She got it. She in Texas.
Wow. Yeah,
Yes, sir.
I know he recorded when he recorded that album
But
that
he got
CD.
the same music on the big record as he got on his CD. He got the same music on there.
Yeah, I have.
Oh, he got books out too.
Yeah, I got the.
I got 2 of his books. No, I think I got 3.
Oh, really?
Because I got one before Daddy died, and then Mr. Weldon Trepton and his son, Lou Wett, went to Jackson. They got a bookstore up there. And each one of them brought me a book back. They said that Lou Weldon, his son, said he was going to take me up there, but I ain't never went up there. But say it's well on the top floor where the bookstore is.
You don't have those handy, do you?
No, sir.
Okay.
I got them put away.
Okay. How much did your dad work with the fishing business?
In the fishing business,
Yeah.
he farmed and done everything. My daddy was going, driving everything. And I came home from work one night, my son said, Granddaddy Scott, back door and front door open. So he told me if he gets sick, he's going to leave his house open. So when I come home, he told me that. But I didn't go in the house because my dad always keep a gun there because you know how people break in. So me and another gentleman, I called him, and we looked around the house, couldn't see nothing, so I called the police. And I told him that the house was open, but be careful when he go in there because my daddy would have a gun at the door because he didn't know who come in. And Daddy had fell between the couch and the wall where his TV was. Carried him to the hospital. Ambulance come got him, took him to the hospital. Dr. Lewis was his doctor. And he asked my daddy, right there my daddy was dying, he said, do you know who I am? He said, yes, you must stand there, Lewis's brother. And they wanted to put this thing on that keep him alive, and he told them, no, let him die. He didn't want no breathing machine or nothing on him. He died that night. But I miss my dad. And my son died in December the 3rd. No. He just made 57 on the 3rd and died December the 3rd. And on the 6th, I had a step-grandson. He died.
Oh, my goodness. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that.
I mean, that's the only sport I had. My Aaron Hayes the 3rd. I had 2 girls and 1 boy.
Wow.
But he was so sick, though. I had to take care of him because they wouldn't give him, the Medicare wouldn't give him a card for to go to the doctor and get no medicine. His medicine was $300 a month. But that's all right. God wasn't asleep.
Yeah.
Well, you got grandkids now?
Who, my son?
No, you.
He never did get married. He ain't got no children. I got grandchildren. I got 2 grandchildren, 3 grandchildren, and 3 great-great-grandchildren.
Wow.
Because my son was 57 years old, my daughter 52. And I got 1 60 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, my oldest daughter is 60. 60, 57, and 52. It's my children age. Yeah.
Now, did the music tradition continue in the Dunbar family?
Did they keep on doing it?
Yeah.
No, sir, they ain't doing nothing. But I heard somebody, well, I don't know where it is. I'm going to find out. Somebody was doing some records of his. But I tried to find out because I haven't heard and they haven't contacted me about nothing. But I heard somebody saying somebody was doing it in New Orleans. But I've been trying to find out the address of the person, but I can't find it. Nobody won't tell me.
Somebody's putting out more records of Scott?
They doing something of Daddy, yes, sir. Somebody told me that, but they ain't told me the address and the person's name was doing it.
Huh.
Maybe we can help you find out about that some more. You know, Mark's pretty good at digging.
You do.
Do you remember the song Jaybird? I was listening to it today
yes,
on the way.
Oh, yes, indeed. I remember all that. Yes, sir.
That song
I remember all of that.
It's so good. I was listening to it on the bus home today, and
oh, you did?
Yeah. And
yes, sir.
It blows me away. Could you just tell me a little bit about that song? I mean, it's so beautiful.
I love him. I love my dad, the way he did and the way he played the guitar. And he used to sit there and stomp his feet and he'd hold that guitar up over his head and play it.
He held it up above his head?
He was a loving daddy, though. He was so sweet. He treated everybody the same. He didn't holler at nobody. He didn't cuss at nobody. Like, if us do something wrong, he would set us in a corner and talk to us.
Oh.
He wouldn't whip us.
That's a good dad.
That's right. But us daddy stuck by us. Us mama didn't, but us daddy stayed there with us.
Yeah,
Yep. I wouldn't give $1 million if I had it for him, if I had him.
You know, both of my little girls love Scott Dunbar music. Every time I put it on, they just dance
so
around.
Sweet. That's so sweet. Well, I know where you say you live at. You know what? I'm gonna see. I'm gonna go to Milwaukee, and I think in July, around my birthday, be July the 7th. I'll be 82 years old. My nephew up there, my sister's son up there. He wants to come up there. And I'm going to call you from up there because he's leaving traveling.
Oh, wow.
And I'm going to call him. And I'll call you when I'm be up there because he did believe in that traveling thing. When they come around the Granddaddy Scott, he there.
Well, good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He on me, man.
Yeah, please give me a call.
I sure will. I'm gonna call you and let you know about this too. I'm gonna get it and let you know, so we can be digging in it. We gonna surprise people when I tell them all the information. And I sure appreciate y'all calling me, thinking about my daddy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate talking to you, Miss Jessie.
And he didn't suffer or nothing. He fell in that house, and that next morning he was gone at the hospital.
Wow.
He didn't suffer. And God bless all of y'all.
God bless you too.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Thank you so much.
I'm glad I got somebody to think about my daddy.
Yeah, we're gonna play some more of his music and maybe talk about him some more.
Yeah.
And go home and see about them babies. Tell them I love them.
All right. I'm going to tell him.
Okay. Night, sir.
Good night.
Ma'am.
Night to y'all, both of you. God bless y'all.
All right.
And tell your wife I say hello too, both of y'all.
Sure will.
Indeed.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much for your time.
Good night.
Good night.
Wow.
Oh, man. That was
amazing.
That was like Thanksgiving dinner without the food.
It really was. Wow.
Oh, the big fat mama, me shaking on your bone. Oh, big fat mama, me shaking on your bone. Oh, Lordy, Lordy, big fat mama, me shaking on your bone. Oh, the time she shake, big fat dollar gone. Well, you don't know my mind. Well, you don't know, babe, you don't know my mind. Well, as it doesn't all by myself. Well, the big fat well, the time she shake, big fat dollar gone. Well, tell me, mama, why you still at night? Oh, you tell me, mama, Lordy, why you still at night? Well, I didn't come home, full of tears.
I think we got one more episode coming up here before the show takes a little break.
The season finale.
Yeah, this is the what do you call it?
This is the penultimate episode. Yeah,
of season 1.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. And a humdinger, if you ask me, a real corker.
Yeah, a real corker indeed, a real spitball of an episode.
Yeah.
I know that most of you listening to this show are probably huge baseball fans.
Mm-hmm.
Just by, the Google Analytics that I pay a lot of money for.
Yeah, we got the numbers.
So you're going to be really pleased. And if you happen to not be a baseball fan, you probably like this episode even more.
Yeah, I think so.
Because it'll make you a fan of baseball.
Yeah, you get to fall in love.
Music.
Yeah.
I still don't we taped it a little while ago, but
Mhm.
I still don't have a really complete understanding of the sport.
Yeah.
But I do understand that I really like when people sing about it. I love the passion. And it's too many spoilers, right?
Yeah, we should probably, save it. Maybe give a little tease right here of like a tune.
I think that's a great idea. Hey, what's that sound?
Is that baseball?